Please welcome to the stage Aberdeen High School alumni Christy Waite and David Devine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Aberdeen High School auditorium, and thank you for choosing to spend your evening with us. We have gathered here for a very, very special occasion.
Tonight, we honor the career and the legacy of a very remarkable lady. Our teacher, our director, and our friend, Wilhelms.
Last year, when Pat shared with David and I that she would retire, we began to wonder just how long has she been teaching at AHS? So we hit the high school library to do some research.
Now, between the two of us, I think we spent hours and hours and weeks pouring through photos and old yearbooks, and we were really surprised to see that some of Pat's earlier students included Henry VIII,
Jesus,
King Tut,
and the first ever relationship between two choir students, Adam and Eve.
I know Pat's gonna forgive us for blurring the lines between which century, or even which millennium, she began teaching at AHS, because for so very many of us here, she's an institution at Aberdeen High School. For more than 25 years, she has filled our lives and our hearts with very beautiful music.
Tonight, we are honored to share her passion for music by bringing you highlights from the 26 musicals that Pat has done at Aberdeen High School, as well as over 100 concerts that she directed in her tenure.
For the past 6 months, a group of AHS choir alumni have been rehearsing for tonight's performance. You're going to see more than 50 former students who will be performing this evening. They represent every generation since Pat stepped foot on the auditorium stage in 1985.
Members of our cast have spent countless hours rehearsing and have traveled as far as from Maine to New York and California to Alaska to be here with us tonight. For so many of us, choir has meant more than getting up at 7 a.m. for golden airs or donning blue robes for another concert. To us, choir meant something much deeper than that. It meant friendship and family.
This is true, but you've got to ask yourself, what was this crazy lady thinking holding golden airs at 7 o'clock in the morning? Now, the last thing that I want to do these days at 7 o'clock in the morning is start singing. And trust me, the last thing you want to do at 7 o'clock in the morning is listen to me singing.
But we all did it. Each fall we prepared and did the musical. Each spring we did cabaret. At every assembly we sang the Star Spangled Banner. Well, some people did something called American Pop, but we won't hold that against them. Day after day, month after month, year after year.
You may ask yourself, why did we do this? Well, it's because AHS Choir was our home. And how did we keep our balance? That we can tell you in one word: tradition.
Even a mile from the choir room. And gentlemen would always remove their hats and put it on the piano before they started class. And I'm not sure when this tradition started or when it actually went missing, but there was a coconut that was passed from group to group during the annual Golden Airs White Elephant gift exchange.
Day and night must scramble for a living, feed a wife and children, say his daily prayers, and who has the right as master of the house to have the final word at home? The Papa, tradition, the Papa.
I must
Scramble for a living, teach like the children, say there's no telling how to spend the rock, as much as make the house, to have the final word, as the Lord must fight to keep the
If you couldn't manage to get out of bed to make it to Golden Airs by 7 a.m. in the 1980s, you had to sing a song a cappella from a hymnal. Thank God I missed the 80s. In the 90s, you were fined about 10 cents every minute that you were late. That probably doesn't sound like much, but if your name was Jay Hayes, your fines probably bankrolled the entire trip to Salt Lake City.
And what about cinnamon, aluminum, linoleum? Do you remember that vocal warm-up? What exactly is aluminum linoleum anyway? I half expected to come back from a reunion and find out that someone from choir actually invented aluminum linoleum and made billions of dollars selling it to homeowners in Hoquiam.
Now, there isn't a former student or even a former parent who doesn't know about this next tradition.
Ah, my favorite.
The infamous, the dreaded, chat with Pat. Sounds really cute, right? Chat with Pat, it rhymes. Don't be fooled. You were lucky if you came out of her office breathing afterward. In fact, you know what I've heard? I've heard that there's actually, the true reason that Pat is actually retiring this year is because the FBI heard about these chats, and they thought that she could be very effective at interrogation.
Fiddler on the Roof is just one of more than 25 musicals that Pat directed while she was here at Aberdeen High School. I mean, she's still here at Aberdeen High School for another few days. And if you saw it when we performed it here at AHS, you know what's coming. The infamous argument between the horse and the mule. What makes a more effective work animal, if you will? Well, for students in the music department here at Aberdeen High School, every fall there was a diabolical argument on which the entire music department hung. You see, in direct conflict with the musical was the Aberdeen High School marching band, without which there would arguably be no athletic program, by the way. Anyway, for students in both band and choir, the choice between the musical and between the marching band really meant life or death. Which led to life and which led to death, well, that is something that is still being debated to this day. There are still some cast members from Fiddler on the Roof that we have never found. Because of this annual conflict, it was not unusual to find an intense argument erupt in the halls of the Huntley building. Sometimes between Pat and one of the many band directors, Michael, Rodney, Wendy, or Dan. Other times it was a rogue drum major and the lead for the musical.
Now, without Pat, I think it's safe to say that our lives would be as shaky as a Fiddler on the Roof.